Welcome to round two of this league with Bant's Retreat. Hand seems good enough. Keep sequencing is pool on one tapped, voice on two, off a basic probably. I don't really see a reason to get anything that isn't a basic. Yeah, I don't have a one drop, so there's no need to play the forest. Just get the tapped land into play. I don't have a knight or another fetch. So I'd have to literally just draw a knight, other fetch, or that doesn't even work. I'd have to draw. What do I have to draw to get punished for that? I'm trying to think if there's a world where I get punished for not fetching on one with knight, but I don't think there is. There might be a Goyf world. Yeah, whatever. This is too much thinking. Unfortunately, Goyf is still a 1-2, so we can't extend it into a lightning bolt. Fortunately, this card is freaking great, and hopefully it doesn't get countered, which it will, obviously. Hopefully this Delver Secret does not flip. If it does, I might be in trouble. Okay. Yep. Take my one. I think I'm supposed to play Geist here. I don't really want to run into Snap plus... Like, I'm going to get remanded on whatever I play anyways this turn. I'd rather not get Snap snared. It seems like the easiest way to die. Hooray! My thing that kills my opponent resolved. Oh look, Fugitive Wizard. This is called the fun for me mode. If it flips on the first turn, it's the fun for you mode. Thought Scour? Oh, another Delver. Well, that turned what I thought was a really interesting spot into a pretty stupid one. So I'm just going to jam with the Geist here. That's fine. I get to play the other Geist. That's actually wrong. I think I'm just supposed to jam two Goyfs here. I attacked first because I didn't want my opponent to get a token off of a potential spell snare in hand. I think that that's like the absolute word. I should just jam the other guys. Who am I kidding? No. Two Goyfs is better here because the Snapcaster Mage blows me out more. If it, Yeah, the Snapcaster Mage blows me out more if it gets to rebuy a snare. So the idea is if my opponent has a second snare, I don't want to give them a token to block with, because if they double block with Delver plus token, that just ends horribly for me. Um, that's, sure, whatever. You have some creatures, whatever. I'll take some damage. I'm currently winning this race, so that's what really counts. You grew the Tarmogoyf. I was really hoping to play against something that wasn't Grixis, honestly. Oh my gosh, where's my mouse? I want to look at this scry sequencing. So bottom top, so my opponent gets a good card here, which is probably a Terminate. And that was top top? Yeah. Pretty sure I have to cast this. Interesting. So I'm going to do this in this order because this is the best play. So I'd rather cast my path. So if my opponent does have double bolt here, I need to be able to beat that. Like the sequence that could beat me is bolt bolt leak. I'm okay with this. Also because my opponent left top top, the shuffle's really good. And yeah, let's follow up here because I'm pretty sure my Delaware opponent in no way could possibly be playing that card. By that card, I mean Damnation. Command? Don't need that one. Big, stupid Tarmogoyfs. So that's a rebuy on Pyro. I guess I probably didn't have to play around like Bolt, Snap, Leak or something there. But leaving top top is just kind of disconcerting. I think that's. It just feels like the best play to path there. I can beat this here. I'm fairly certain, at least, if my opponent's on 2 cards, I can beat that. What's the big blowout? If I get Kolagon commanded, that's not that big a deal. That's kind of obnoxious. No reason for me to do anything here besides just jam. Again, this is a case where if my opponent gets the token because they get to play a counterspell, it's a huge beating. And they can just respond to company and play whatever they were going to play that would kill a voice. Probably, depending how combat goes here, it's probably right to second main this card. That's fine. Yeah, I should probably cast this here so my opponent can't cryptic it, which would kind of suck. Yeah, I made a 4/4. Still a lethal attacker. There isn't really like a sorcery that I'm trying to dodge that would kill my Birds of Paradise. If I guess Fork Bolt, my opponent might have like one of those in their deck. So if I did it in my opponent's combat step after they attacked, I could hit a Birds and block. This is just the old don't get cryptic out of the game. Man, Geisting Trapped is the best Searing Blaze of all time. You play it, and then they play the thing, and then their thing dies, and my thing lives. Ooh, snap. Terminate. Okay. Sure. I guess there's no reason not to play this first. The reason to play it first, my opponent doesn't have Electrolyze or Command up, so I'm trying to think if there was a point this game I could have saved 1 life. I could have played Geist on the double Goif turn and Path. That was like the only spot where I could have saved the life. Am I dead? Probably not dead. Gonna guess I'm 1 out of 10 to be dead here. Oh, this looks like it's 1 out of 10. It's actually a bit more, because Snap do it? Boo! You drew it that turn, didn't you? Let's go. So in this matchup, I definitely want commands. Just to clear at least Pyro. Pretty sure I don't want retreats. I think I even want one less retreat in this matchup than the last one. Just beat up my opponent with stupid green-white creatures. Yeah, maybe just like no retreats and Thalia them. I like that plan. Maybe it should be Spellskite though. This has not been an impressive showing for the combo at all. It's been impressive for Geist. It's a good card. Did I miss? I'm trying to think if I'm. I don't want to go back through that game and see if I could have killed the turn earlier. Trading off for Pyro has to be great at every point, because if they ever just go off with Pyro, I lose. Yeah, I think I did what I could that game. I think that path play was actually like pretty cool. That's something to remember, is that you can always force your opponent into awkward situations post Serum Visions with path. Though usually the advantage of using path at the time that presents you the opportunity to attack is better than like waiting for minor advantages like that. Um, think I'm supposed to potentially minimize my damage. So if I draw another fetch, I guess the other fetch would just go for whatever. This minimizes the damage I take if I very specifically draw the card Breeding Pool or Hollowed Fountain. And is it slightly worse in any way? I don't think it is. I think this is just best. What's going on here? I think I'm supposed to take the damage, which kind of sucks. Maybe I'm not. I think I am. I think my third land. I think I only get punished for taking that damage if my third land is exactly the other blue paint or blue duel. Because I'm probably gonna fetch a blue duel as like my third land anyways to hit my colors. So my opponent has enough land to play their spells. So what they did is they upkeep, saw that they were going to draw Steam Vents, and then milled it with their Thought Scour. So that implies that their hand is potentially spell light. Yeah, that is a little bit too early for me. Maybe I'm supposed to get a forest here. Second white matters a little more, I think. I think I'm just supposed to play the most powerful creature I can. Because I think I need to do something that's threatening in the face of this, which is probably Collected Company. Though I guess the knight's more likely to die at that point. Okay. I like what that implies. I think I'm supposed to just. Maybe I'm supposed to main phase Company because I have the voice. I don't really want to play Geist here. I think I'm supposed to go through a fetch here. This is the worst one, right? Yeah. I could just lose if I hit a bad company or if my opponent flips Delver. Can't afford to take damage at this point. But I think that the payoff for having a good collected company here is pretty high. Which voice plus knight is pretty good. Do I even... I think I want ooze instead of voice, right? In theory, I can gain life back. I don't think two voices really helps me out too much. I think I want to upgrade that to a token. I don't think the ability matters as much as the power. I guess the drawback to this is that if my opponent draws a removal spell for my knight, I'm in some trouble. It might have been a little too risky. But I think that with two Delvers, especially with the Tarn in the middle, I guess this lets my opponent EOT terminate, which is kind of awkward, but my opponent not opting to upkeep there is kind of weird. Yes. Yeah, I think this is a spot where my opponent should have saved the fetch for upkeep, let one Delver trigger resolve, and then if it's not a thing, then you fetch and potentially the other Delver flips. I think I'm just supposed to slam this. Oh boy. What do I do? So I've got bolts. I've got instant creature land in graveyard. So that's only a 3/4 Goyf. So I think the birds to block might actually be better. I think I want voice birds. Yeah, I think this is correct. And now I can leave up Sajiri step. I think that's better than doing anything else. Well, looks like someone has another Tassiger in their hand. Hooray, fun for me mode. Oh, that one's always great. Delver, flip, dead. Great. I'm glad I had a lot of fun with that one. Uh, yeah, not really a big fan of Thali in this matchup, but I'll leave it in. Maybe I want Mind Sensor just to trade for a Delver, but that's probably stupid. This is like the point where I really wish I had. I don't know what the removal spell is I want, but I want something like Sunlance. Sunlance maybe. Celestial Purge. Celestial Purge doesn't kill Delver. I don't know what the kill spell I'm looking for is, but I feel like I should know what it is. Uh, Not the most exciting in the world, but I guess I keep. Breeding Pool causes me the least pain here. The idea being that I can play a Tarmogoyf next turn. No, I can't. I'm gonna try to get both of these. See, the problem here is now maybe I was supposed to lead on fetch and not risk dying to Blood Moon. That's like always just a random stupid fear that you could just have in this format. Yeah, just get Tassigered. Turn. Oh no, not yet. Opponent wants to get max value. Bottom bottom makes me feel kind of safe. Yeah, Tassiger. Great. So I'm supposed to. That was kind of an important draw in terms of just like feeling safe. So I'm going to extend the ooze, which potentially dies and grows the Tarmogoyf. That's a Kolagon's command. Electrolyze would be bad. Yes! I don't want my cards. I tricked you. I just want a 5/5 Knight of the Reliquary. That's all I want. I wanted to draw that card last turn. That's what I really wanted. Yeah, none of my other creatures are good enough to fight this fight. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this game. Ah, I'm supposed to fetch with the Heath. That's why it would be a 5/5. I just take an attack for no reason. Hopefully my opponent has a terminate so I don't feel super embarrassed. Nope. Nope, no terminate. Just completely embarrassed. Poured out the full combo, which is kind of awkward on this board state. My opponent kept on top. That's not bode well. So I think... How am I killing my opponent this game? I want to get birds into play. I think I want to get Finks into play. Maximize my mana usage. Yeah, that 4 damage is really bad for me to have taken. Hopefully my opponent misses it and doesn't opt. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting one. Red to... The numbers don't work out so well. That was not the card I wanted my opponent to have. I know their last card's Tasker activation, huh? I think I need to give them Delver. Maybe I was supposed to kill the Tassiger there. But I know they have Bolt, so I'm just so close to dead. I should have fought the Delver on end step, I think. Oh, I miscounted on this quite a bit, actually. I was thinking I could Wolf Run for 2 here, but I can only Wolf Run for 1. So my thought was that I could burn the Wolf Run on here, get the birds bolted, and then fight this, but... Yeah, this was not well executed on my part. So many modes. My opponent's supposed to Tassiger in response here because I can't give them back Spell Snare, which is the worst card in their graveyard otherwise, which is why I should have ended turn fought here. Pretty dead to this setup. I'm trying to think of what I should have done. I definitely should have done something differently this game. Should have had Is It Staticaster in my deck. That's what I should have done. How did I not activate this last turn? I was too busy talking this through. Great. That was not right. This was actually correct because I can Wolf Run it through for 1 on the Tassiger. Protect with Knight if needed. And play a Birds. That's fine. I think I'm supposed to induce this fight. So I feel like trampling over might be one of my ways to win here. I think I'm supposed to give my opponent Spell Snare here. This is a mistake I continuously make. Giving my opponent Spell Snare in these spots ends up awkward at time. That's not what you're supposed to draw. Pretty sure that kills me because I lose my Knight, which, if it was a 9 like it should have been if I had not been too busy tilting off about my mana usage, the previous turn would have actually been really close to lethal with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fortunately, my opponent also messed up and could just killed me, but did not kill my blocker. This is like super weird. We've both punted a ton the last couple turns. Yeah, I'm not blocking. Wait, no, I'm not blocking. That's the one, not blocking. No reason to do that. Do I know my opponent? Yeah, it's Spell Snare. So I gave it to them. I'm going to take all this damage, I think. Birds being, yeah, the birds is only going to block. Yeah, that's fine. That's correct. I might actually be able to win the game if I draw. Does that do it? Does that do anything? Does nothing because my opponent has Spell Snare in hand. That's what it does. Bant Charm. That's the card I want. Why is there not a Bant Charm in my deck? Yeah, this card has proven to be problematic with just 4 path as answers. Um, I don't know if there's a good game one way around it, but there's got to be like a more Bant Charms on the board or something. I can beat a Gurmag Angler because it's just a big idiot, but this card getting back cards actually matters. Guaranteed exactly dead anyways. May as well make my opponent sweat it. There's a chance they don't alpha in this board state, which is pretty good for me if they don't. Gonna give them... Supposed to give them Remand or Delver Secrets? Probably just Delver Secrets. Bant Charm might honestly be too slow for this matchup. You may need like a Purge and a Bant Charm. Okay. Well, that match, the Delver Secrets are certainly better against her deck than the cards that don't do anything. So that's worth noting. I guess I'm used to playing company decks that are Naya. So you have Lightning Bolt to peg down flyers. That's a pretty big change. Um, Definitely don't want. Maybe I'm just aggressively boarding out these retreats for no reason. Hopefully I get to see it do something.